Hello, children. We begin today with a new chapter in the Kingdom of Fools. It is chapter 4 of your supplementary reader. It is written by A.K. Ramanujam, an Indian poet and writer who wrote in English and Kannada language. He is the proud winner of the Sahitya Academy Award. So I begin with the basic summary of the story. A kingdom of fools is a kingdom which was ruled by the king and minister who were simply foolish because they changed the law of the kingdom and they changed the day into night and night into day. And anybody who violated the rule would be punished. So people slept during the day and worked at night. One day, a guru and his disciple visited this land, this kingdom, and they were surprised to see the strange scene that all the things in this kingdom, all the commodities, costed just the same, a single dudu, irrespective of its volume or quantity. The wise guru had a he started sensing some danger here and he decided to leave the kingdom. But the disciple, who was very greedy and he was getting his dream come true by getting the food he wanted, he decided to stay. He ate to his fill and continued to grow fat. And because of his greed, he had stayed there. One day, a thief who was attempting to rob the house of a rich merchant died because he was crushed under the wall of the house, of the rich merchant's house. His brother complains to the king about his death. He blamed the rich merchant, as he was the owner of the house, for his brother's death. The rich merchant is summoned. Summoned means the official order of the court calling the person. The rich merchant accuses the bricklayer. He passes his blame on the bricklayer who was making the wall for killing the thief by making such a weak wall that it fell down on the thief. The bricklayer was summoned and he passes the blame to the dancing girl who, he said, was distracting him by moving up and down in the street. When the dancing girl came, she passed the blame on to the goldsmith, that she said that since he was not making her gold jewelry on time, so she had to move up and down on the street, causing distraction to the bricklayer. Now the goldsmith was summoned. He accuses the rich man's father, who was the original owner of the house. So the blaming game takes a complete circle, and finally the blame falls on the same rich merchant's father. He was found as the real culprit behind the whole scene. The king orders that the rich merchant should be punished because he had inherited his father's sins along with his riches. So the king asked his workers to build a new stake to execute or punish the rich man. But the rich man did not fit the stake. Therefore, the king ordered to find a fat man, who would fit the stake. Only the disciple could fit into the stake, and the soldiers captures the disciple to execute him or punish him. Now, at this difficult hour, the disciple remembers his wise guru and his words. The guru had magical powers, so he appears at the scene and he befooled the king and his minister by narrating a fake story that whosoever would die first would become the king in the next birth. Both the king and the minister become a victim and they fall into the guru's trap, and they agreed to die because they thought that if they die at that moment, they would get the kingdom after death in their new birth. And when they go and accept the death, and when they die, the people feel a sigh of relief, and now they beg the guru and disciple not to leave their kingdom and requested them to be the king and the minister. The guru agreed all this to become the king on the condition that all the foolish old laws would be changed. Everybody agreed, and now the day would be day and night would be night. The wise guru changed the kingdom of fools.